Now, fire crews are still out here on the scene cleaning up from the aftermath of this fire. The fire chief tells me that he does expect this building to be, unfortunately, a total loss. And as you can see from behind me, the Coast Guard is here on scene where the plane crashed. They're working to get the plane from under the water back to the surface. Now, if tonight's kickoff was any indication, this is going to be a very spirited campaign in the weeks and months to come. Now, even though the proposed restructuring is off the table for the elementary schools for the moment, there still is a long way to go. The Rhode Island Senate Judiciary Committee met today and heard testimonies on Leobor. The committee took action, passing the bill unanimously. Now, if you're out there shoveling today, check this out. You know that it was not the light, fluffy snow that you had to deal with. Now, this is not the only bridge-related resolution the council passed. Coming up in the next hour, we'll tell you about how the council is looking to help businesses who are economically impacted by the bridge closure. Reporting in East Providence, RJ Sheedy, 12 News. Alicia and Paul Larson walked away unscathed after their plane crashed into the Narragansett Bay. Tonight, we hear from the pilot of the plane and one of the men who rescued them.
There was a moment where I was like, I'm not sure if we're gonna make it. And then I'm like, nope, we're not gonna die today.
Alicia Larson and her husband, Paul, just wrapped the day traveling around Massachusetts in their single-engine plane. They were flying home when they realized something was wrong with the engine.
Sought to add a little bit of power to gain a little bit of height on my approach, and I had no power. So there was nothing to be had. So I ran my checklists, my engine out checklist as quickly as I could, getting through about 75%, realizing we weren't going to make the runway.
A mayday call to Quonset Tower. Her husband unlatched her plane's door as they brace for impact.
I definitely asked God to watch over us and help us, and thanked him that we were even like crawling out of this plane onto the wing was kind of amazing.
Now, luckily, the two people that were involved in the plane crash here on Narragansett Bay survived and they were rescued. And tonight, the rescuers tell me that they were surprised by the calm, collective, and professional attitude of those that they came to rescue.
Oh, they were cool, calm, collected. Even when they got back on the boat, the first thing they did was analyze what they could have done better.
Jeff Mercer is the lieutenant of the Marine Division for DEM. He was on scene the night of the plane crash and was involved in the rescue.
From the time we got the call to the time they were out of the water was 10 minutes, and I believe we had them to shore within 15.
Lieutenant Mercer says the success in this rescue was a relief.
Plane crashes and plane crashes in the water in the middle of winter usually don't have such a positive outcome.
The plane has been removed from the bay, and investigators are now working to determine what led up to the crash. Meanwhile, the Larsons say that this incident will not stop them from flying in the future. Reporting in studio, RJ Sheedy, 12 News. Our cameras are rolling for tonight's packed public hearing in Pawtucket. Now, RIPTA is saying that they're going to be eliminating certain bus routes from the city due to what they're saying is a shortage of bus drivers. However, those who came out to tonight's public meeting do not support those changes.
I saw the community saying unequivocally we want our bus routes and that we should be looking at route expansion rather than route contraction.
State Senator Megan Kalin, who represents Pawtucket, was one of dozens who attended tonight's public hearings regarding the proposed elimination of some bus routes from the city.
I have not heard a single person say that they're in favor of these cuts.
RIPTA says their proposed cuts are due to low ridership and a shortage of bus drivers.
So our goals are 100% of the service, 100% of the time. We are not making all our service right now. We are losing service because we are short on drivers.
These are not the first round of cuts to bus routes in Pawtucket. Last year, RIPTA announced they would temporarily cut a number of routes and services in the area, and those have yet to come back online.
As far as the riding public, you're affecting people from going to work, going to school, going to the hospital.
Walter Morello is the president of RIPTA's Bus Drivers Union. The drivers are advocating to keep the buses on the road.
Hopefully we're successful and get through to the state that RIPTA needs the funding.
Community members who voiced their opposition to proposed cuts say it would take away independence and stability from the lives of people who depend on bus services.
Riders are coming out by the dozens at each one of these hearings to say we rely on the bus, we want bus service to be better, and this is only making bus service worse.
Now, RIPTA's board of directors will be voting on this proposal at their next meeting, which, as of tonight's public hearing, has not been scheduled. Reporting from the newsroom, RJ Sheedy, 12 News.